again, and welcome to our sixth webinar for Digi-Tour-Skills project. My name is Ebru Bengisu, and along with Vasilia Halgadaki, we will be your hosts for today. Right now, I will give you, in this presentation, I will give you some overview on how to use the webinar functions as participants. And then I will give you some brief introduction to the project, to today's topic. And I will give floor to our trainer, Timea, who is joining us from Romania. So Digi-Tour-Skills is an Erasmus Plus partnership started in 2024 and ending in 2026, and it is financed by the European Union. The project started after the pandemic, when the tourism sector had been hit hard. And since this period highlighted the urgent need of digital transformation, and it also revealed that many tourism workers have low qualifications, and making them one of the least qualified skilled groups in the European Union, this consortium came together to help the university adapt and to improve their digitalization. So to help the industry adapt, it is essential to improve their digital skills. That's why Digi-Tour-Skills focuses on identifying the gaps within the tourism sector and digitalizing the sector through webinars and practical use cases. The aim of this project is to bridge the digital gaps, and we will offer webinars to develop digital skills. You are in one of them right now. We have a website where you can see the practical case studies that you can turn the theory into real-world applications. And we will also prepare a handbook to guide users in using these digital tools that we are explaining here more effectively. And by equipping the tourism workforce with essential digital skills, we aim to help create a more resilient and future-ready tourism industry. This project is the result of a collaboration of 3 partners: Rezos Brands, European Research and Development Department from Patra, Greece; Mathemagenesis IK from Thessaloniki, Greece. We are right now in Thessaloniki with Vasilia. And Transylvanian Education Services and Tourism from Romania. Timea is joining us from Romania today. Rezos Brands is an agri-food SME specializing in superfoods and functional food. Its European R&D department focuses on enhancing existing products and developing new ones to align with market trends. Mathemagenesis is an e-learning provider in Thessaloniki, Greece. Our portfolio includes creating interactive learning experiences, organizing webinars for different audiences, such as engineers that want to upskill their knowledge. And Transylvanian Educational Services and Tourism offers language courses, international education projects, and educational tourism. It operates in Macau village and Cluj-Napoca, the heart of Transylvania, which is a really beautiful city. This is currently the 6th seminar for the Digi-Tour-Skills project, and in this webinar, we will delve into email marketing. So email marketing remains one of the most effective tools in the tourism sector for building lasting customer relationships. Despite its potential, many businesses struggle with poor segmentation, lack of personalization, and underused automation. This webinar will highlight the importance of email marketing and provide practical strategies to improve targeting, engagement, and campaigning performance. You will learn how to move beyond basic newsletters by using segmentation, A/B testing, automation to deliver the right message to the right audience at the right time. So let's take a moment to introduce our expert for today. We have Timmy Maggiari with us. Timmy Maggiari is a marketing specialist at Transylvanian Education Services and Tourism in Romania. She builds impactful strategies and builds memorable brand identities for companies. Her passion lies in turning ideas into powerful marketing actions while always staying tuned to the world around her. She believes in good communication and meaningful connections are keys to success. So thank you for being with us, Timea. Timea, you can continue with your presentation.
Okay, I hope you can see the presentation. It's okay, Ebru?
Yes, we can see
it. Okay, thank you for confirmation. So, before we start the main topic, let's discover what we will cover today. We will start with smart segmentation. This is all about identifying your best audiences. After that, we will talk about personalization and A/B testing. After that, of course, about the automation. And at the end, we will wrap up with a simple action plan. How to put the theory in practice. Before we dive in, I want to make sure that the content today is as relevant as possible for you. So I would like to ask you a question and to make the first poll of the webinar. So my question is, what is your biggest email marketing challenge? The A option is low open rates or engagement. The B is just a lack of time. C, trying to personalize content. And D, proving that it's actually leading to bookings. Now I will give you some time to choose your option, and you can send the letter in the chat. And as Ebru said, you can choose if you want to everybody see your response or just us, the panelists. I will wait for the responses.
We are having responses quite quickly.
At the moment, we have responses only for option B and option D.
So it's a good indicator that no one is having a challenge on low open rates or engagement. See that most of our participants select option D. We have C right now.
We have a C, trying to personalize us content. Okay, I think I will start to go through every option just to have an idea. Though we haven't any responses for the option A, but I will say some ideas. So this thing that with the low open rates or engagements always happens in case when the message isn't relevant to the target audience. So their attention isn't very well captured. The option B, for which we get answers, selecting that is just a lack of time. You don't have to think about the email marketing, that it's something in which you have to put a hard work. You just have to find a way to build a smart strategy for that. And when you learn how to automate all of these processes, you won't have that feeling that is just a lack of time. We have a single response for the option C, which is with the personalization. This is a really complex part of the email marketing, and sometimes maybe you feel that you know how important is it, but you are thinking about now you have to create 100 types of email just to have the right version for every target group. But you will see that also we can automate that process. And also the segmentation part. And the option, we get the most of the responses for that, proving that it's actually leading to bookings. Maybe you are asking with this question the most important business question. And of course, it's not enough to get just opens and clicks to your email or to your newsletters. It has to return in your investment. And we will speak about the ROI. You will see on the next slides what it's all about, and proving that the email marketing leads you to bookings can be possible when you connect your email campaigns with some clear and trackable actions. And then you can see the results between those actions. But before we dive into the raw email marketing, I have a good news. The single most powerful booking asset you have is something you already own, your email list. And let's see what it's all about, the ROI. The ROI means the return on investment, and it measures how profitable email marketing campaigns are. It is calculated by dividing the net profit generated by your campaign by the total cost of the campaign. And let's see how it's calculated. The first step is to calculate the total revenue generated from your email campaign. And this includes the revenue from sales, from leads, or any other desired actions we're using in your campaign. The second step is to calculate the total cost of the campaign, and this includes the costs like using the email marketing software. Maybe you have a subscription for a package, the designer fees, the content creation, and any other expenses which are related to that email campaign. And the third step is to apply the formula, which you can see written in red. So it is the gained money minus the spent money. The result you divide with the total costs, and you will multiply it with 100%. And this is often used, this multiplication, to express the result in a percentage. Factors that can influence the email ROI, or the return on your investment. The first is, of course, the quality of the email list. That means that a targeted and an engaged list will yield better results. The email content and the design, so the visual part, the engaging subject lines, and a compelling copy, a text, and the clear call to action button are always crucial. The segmentation and the personalization, it means tailoring messages to specific audiences, and the segments can increase the relevance and the engagement you will get to your emails. Timing and frequency, sending emails at the right time and with appropriate frequency can impact open and click-through rates. For this, of course, you will have to test the timing and the frequency. And the last one, the landing page optimization. Here you have to note that ensuring a seamless transition from email to a well-designed landing page is important for the conversion. And why it all matters? First of all, because it allows you to assess campaign effectiveness, which determine if marketing efforts are profitable for a long period, identify areas for improvement that pinpoints what's working well and what needs adjustment, optimize resource allocation, guide future investment decision in email marketing, and track progress over time, compare performance across different campaigns or period. And the entire goal of a modern email strategy comes down to this simple phrase: sending the right message to the right person at the right time. Now, before we talk about segmenting a list, some of you might be thinking that this is all great, but what if you don't have if you don't have a list with email addresses? That is that is normal, so you don't have to worry, because I will give you some ideas how to start collecting email addresses, and we will cover 4 simple ways for that. You have to notice that building a list with email addresses can take time, but starting with one of these 4 steps, you will get results. So the first one is to offer a valuable lead magnet. For example, you can send I'll give an example, the ultimate 5-day Rome itinerary PDF. For that, your potential client has to give the email address, which you can use lately and put on your email address list. Use website pop-ups, maybe with an offer. For this, an example could be get 10% of your first booking. Collect emails in person. For example, a simple sign-up sheet or QR code at your check-in desk. And the fourth option is to run a contest or a giveaway. And for example, you can offer in exchange a 2-night stay or a free city tour or everything that fits you to offer in exchange. But maybe a giveaway run on social media platforms could be a great option. And now let's get into the first core strategy, which is the smart segmentation. I think this is the foundation of the whole email marketing topic, because without it, the true personalization and the true automation are, let's see, impossible. So this is the first and the single biggest step you can take to move on from the simple generic newsletters to something more specified. So what is the segmentation really? It is the simple terms of moving from one message for everyone to a specific messages for small relevant groups. So think of it like the old way was like back in the days when somebody entered a crowd and started to shout a message through a megaphone to everybody. And this is the same way when you send the same newsletter to absolutely everyone from your list. So segmentation is like stepping into that crowd and having a quieter, more relevant conversations with small groups who are actually interested in what you are saying. And the important idea is about that it's about speaking to people, not just to speaking to a list of people, let's say. And why is it crucial? For the tourism industry, this isn't just a nice to have. First of all, it dramatically can higher the engagement. Emails that are relevant can get opened and clicked. It can build genuine loyalty because customers will feel understood, not just marketed to. It will drive you to more direct bookings because if you send targeted offers that people actually want, they will take actions on this. And the last one, which is the golden rule, the relevance is always equal with the revenue. Now let's deep dive a bit into the first key segment, which is the behavioral data. So where do we start? The most powerful place is starting with the behavior. Because we can see what people are actually are doing and have done. So let's see your past bookers and think about them as they are your VIPs, clients. And these are the people who already know, like, and trust you. And they are the easiest group to sell something again. Then you might have the high spenders, the ones who always go for the upgraded rooms or the premium tours. And the important thing is that they shouldn't get the same discount offer as which you send to your other target groups. They should get some exclusive first looks because they want to feel more special. And the window shoppers, they are the people who browse specific pages but never book. So, for example, they are the people who repeatedly has visited your, let's say you have a landing page with somewhere in Greece, and they go back to your page over and over, but never pull the trigger with the booking or reserve button. So they need a different message and a gentle nudge, not the standard newsletter, somehow to get them to make that action, which we would like. The second key segment is the interest-based data. So this is the next level. And with interest-based data, we can see what people have shown that they like. So the most obvious is the destination interest. If someone keeps looking at your pages for something really specific, you can create a segment for them and send them targeted content related about that something specific. And you can also segment your clients by the travel style. That means, for example, you shouldn't send the same topic for your clients who are family adventure seeker and the ones who are looking for a luxury romantic gateway holiday, because their interests is totally different. And the last one, the stated preferences. For this, use data from surveys, for example, or sign-up forms where they told you what they like. So this is the simplest way to collect the needs of your clients, because with these like surveys, for example, they can literally tell you what they want to see and what kind of content they would like to get from you. So now I will show you the practical part, how to set the segments, and maybe this will look slightly different depending on what kind of email marketing platform you are using. This is the MailChimp, but if you use any other platforms, this logic is always the same on every platform. So this is the homepage for the MailChimp, and on the left side you can see the menu, and there is the audience. After you click the audience, below that it will appear some sub-menu for the audience. There is the segments, and you can click the Create Segment button. And now I will demonstrate. So when we click Create a Segment, this is an example. I created a birthday segment whose birthday are in June. Now the results will be 0 because I created a separate account only for demonstration, because with a real account which has all the setups will show the email addresses. And because of the GDPR, I created a separate without any email addresses. So if you seen here, I selected the birthday, and here with the month is, you can select the year, for example. And with this, you can create a segment and, for example, send a birthday wish to all your clients whose birthday in June. And one important thing about the logic, you will see on the next slide, I will show you a concrete example. So when selecting a segment, which can be called like filters, you have two options with and or. So that comes up only when you want to set up more than just one filter. So let's see that you connect two filters with an and this AND logic will tell the email marketing system to show you contacts who meet all of your conditions. For this, you can have 3, 4, 5 separate filters. And an example which MailChimp gave, that all contacts who opened your last email and made a purchase in your store. So that means that this filter, if it's true for all of your list, then you will get a segment with all of your email addresses. But if it's true only for the 50%, then you will create a separate target group. And the other option with OR is when this logic tells the system to show the contacts who meet one or more of these conditions. And an example, if we set any contact from either Boston or Chicago. So, for example, if we create a segment that clients from Boston and we select the logic with OR, the next filter will be clients from Chicago. That means we will have a result with people who are living or in Boston or in Chicago. But with this, we don't want to get persons who are living in both in Boston or Chicago. So another example which I created, the first filter I set was the conversation activity, and I choose that has replied to any of the last 5 campaigns. And for the logic, I choose and, And the second filter is the sign up source was from a pop-up form. So that means that the program will give me a list with the persons whom both of the filters are true. But if I select or, that means I will have separate in the same group, I will have persons for which are true just the first filter, and I will have persons for will be true only the second filter. And you can create any filters you want in one segment. So to wrap up the first deep dive about the segmentation and the filtering, the main idea here is to stop blasting and start targeting. So you can start using this by the data you have already in possess. And for this, my advice would be that don't try to create, let's say today or tomorrow, 20 segments one by one. Just create one. The most relevant segment with which you will start this whole segmentation process, and you can start also testing this and see how many segmentations or filters are true or are available for your list of email addresses. And for example, you can create the first one with the most recent clients who has visited your website, for example. Because with these platforms, you can connect your, if you have any websites, you can connect and you can create a segment with website visitation. And now let's move to the personalization and the A/B testing. So let's see how we can start to craft the perfect message. And what is real personalization? It's much more than just automatically insert someone's first name at the beginning of the email. It's about using the data you have, like their past trips or what they have browsed on your website. And with this, you can make the entire mail feel like it was written just for them. So inserting the first name, that's a really good start to personalize a mail. But if you choose just this, it's not enough for a relevant personalization. And as an example, the best way to do this is with using a dynamic content. And it means that you build one email template, but with two different contents. So for example, your beach lovers will see the content with pictures with the beach, and your city explorers will see the city related content. And using these dynamic content, you don't have to create separate emails, and it will be more relevant for them. And of course, it's less work for you. What is A/B testing, and how do we know what works best? So first of all, we have to test it. And this testing process takes the guesswork out of email marketing. You have to simply create two different versions of your email, send them to a small test group, and see which one wins. And at the end, the winner version you will send to the others. And here is an example from the MailChimp platform for A/B testing. You can select if you want to test the subject line. So that means you will send the same email with the same content. So everything is the same, just the subject line is different. You can also test the content, the sending time, the background of the email. So anything you would like. My recommendation is when you are testing something with A/B testing, focus on one thing. So don't multiply these changes to get a better result. Because maybe if you change the subject line and also the content or the send time, um, maybe you will be confused which one why worked. And as I said, what to test, so almost anything you can test. But let's start with the ones with the biggest impact. So the subject lines has the biggest impact on open rates because that single line with 3, 4, maximum 5 words can be the first thing a client will see and make the decision to open the mail or not. Is it enough relevant or not? We can also test the call to action button. We can test with the color. Uh, for example, the booking button be in green or in red, or maybe if you will set a red color, you will create a feeling that it's something very promotional. The placement of the button, where do you put on your email that button, and maybe it could have a really huge impact on the take actions. The images you use on your email, for example, you are using pictures with people on that specific place, or just landscapes, or any other things related to that location. And you can test also this. And the offer, you can test if you write into a mail that somebody will get X percent off, or you see that there is a free upgrade. You can check and you can test which one has a bigger impact, a concrete number, or when somebody sees the free word. And which subject would you open? Let's have another poll. The A option is to get 15% off your next holiday, or the B option, an unforgettable holiday awaits. So let's see, I'm curious. So there is no correct answer or incorrect answer. I'm just curious, what is your idea about that? What works best for you? Seeing a concrete number, or putting, or when the focus is on the experiment which that holiday will offers you. So this is something like money or costs, holiday related costs, versus the experiment which the holiday will give you, an unforgettable holiday. So the responses are coming. We have more responses for the A option, with 15% off the next holiday. Yes, we have an answer which says I react to the costs more, I think. Yes, so we have two more answers with the A option. So as we see now, we are a small group of people. I don't really know. If I will get a mail, I'm always attend to those mails I get, and there are many emails which I don't open because when I see the subject line, I think it is not relevant for me. But there are some examples when I'm really curious to see everything, what is the content of the email. So we are here in total 28 of persons, and as we see, there are more responses for the A option, but but we have to test this with our target group and our clients to see what kind of subject lines works the best, and we can get a conclusion, and in the future use the subject, or write write the subject lines based on that logic to increase the opening rate. Okay, so I will close my chat window. Thank you for your responses. And to summarize this section, here are some key takeaways. So use the data you have to make every email feel more relevant. So every data you have, even if you think that is not relevant data, you can use it you can use it in a relevant way to target and to segment your clients, and always test everything to find out what your audience responds to. And as a first step, test two different subject lines on your next email campaign. So if you are using uh, already email campaigns, the next mail you will create, you can start with an A/B testing, and let's see which one has a bigger impact. And now, if now we know who we are talking to and what type of messages to send, the final step is to put all these process on autopilot mode, and this brings us to the next deep dive section about the automation. For this, you have to set up emails to be sent automatically when a customer does something specific. For example, signing up or viewing a page, clicking on something on your website, or finishing a trip, checking out from your hotel. And think of it as your personal booking assistant who never sleeps. And those actions, which I said, for example, by signing up to a form, these are named triggers. And you can specify on your email marketing platform a specific email for every trigger. And let's see some examples. So you can automate almost everything on a platform like the email marketing. But for the tourism industry, I selected the 3 must-have workflows, which could deliver, but as it said by the statistics with 80% of the value. The first series should be the welcome series. And for this action, the trigger is a new subscriber. So you can create the first email, which is immediate after the signing up, and that could be a welcome and deliver offer mail. For example, after 2 days, you can send a second mail in which you give inspiration about traveling or showcase top tours and destinations. And the third email, 4 days later, to with the objective to build the trust, you can share customers reviews, for example, from your clients. Another example with the post-trip loyalty series. Here the trigger is when a customer's trip ends. So you should not end the contact with your customer or clients when that trip ends. You should keep in touch with that person. And here the goal is to get a great review and encourage a repeat booking. Asking a review, you should send a mail with this topic, for example, 2 days after the trip ends. The subject should be how was your trip to? You name the destination, and here in the subject you can use the name because it will increase the engagement by seeing the personalized name. The goal is to get social proof while the memory is fresh, so you can send that mail even on that day when the trip ends, but mm, don't don't wait too much after 2 days. So let's see, that's the maximum. And you can create a call to action button with a leave a review, and you can link to that button a Google form, or if you have anything inserted to your website where you can collect reviews by collecting photos, for example. And to wrap up this section with the automation, the goal is to map out the key moments in your customer's journey and automate them. So let's see that, for example, a homework should be where to start is the most fundamental one. Set up a simple 3-part welcome series for your customers, and this ensures every single new subscriber will get a greater and a consistent experience with your brand. But every time be sure that the content you are sending is relevant to avoid your customers to click on the unsubscription button. And here I created a demonstration with the automation. So on the left side, we have on the menu, we can choose from templates. And I choose, for example, the welcome new contacts, as we talked about. And here is the define process with those steps. We can click on use this flow, and here comes the other part where we can personalize that. So for example, we can drag that send SMS button between those two sections, and maybe, for example, you should create that flow by if somebody signs up to your newsletter, then if you want, that's not necessary, just for the example, then the second step will be to send an SMS with a verification code, and when it is completed, the third part will be to send the welcome email to your group or for whatever was the subscription. And if you see, you have more options for example, with send survey in email. So you can personalize these steps as you wish. And also you can add the second and third triggers for one flow. Let's see the action plan. So I want to leave you with the really simple 3-step action plan, which have the high impact and can be mostly the relevant things you can do as first steps, and also get immediate results. The first is, don't forget the segmentation, and you can create one valuable segment, for example, like a list of all your recent customers. The second step should be the testing, the A/B testing with the subject line. And the third, the automation, and build a simple 3-part welcome series for new subscribers. Maybe you should start with these 3 steps because these are the simplest examples. And I will start another video with a demonstration on creating a newsletter. This is also on the MailChimp platform. You have separate templates, and you also can start create your own newsletter from scratch. And here comes I will stop, pause, yes. Here is the part where you can personalize. So it is separated by blocks, and for example, if you wish, you can drag and drop another block. You can you can insert image, video, any social media platform logo, survey, for example, for review, for asking for a review. You can insert stars, for example, and you can collect the answers in the mail, so you don't have to send your clients into another website. And for example, yes, products, apps, so anything you wish you can add to that newsletter. You can test the mail, so you can send it to yourself. You can see also, as was the previous the image, at the top you see the monitor and the phone icon, so you can check how your mail will look on the monitor on a browser view, and how it will look opened on the phone. And also you can click on the preview and you will see the whole email, and now it is empty, but you will see the recipients email addresses, how will be appear your email address, the subject, what will be the, and here we are. Yes, what will be the preview text of your email, and after that you can save it, export it, and create the segments. Or if you have it if you already have it, the segments, you can choose whom you want to send that mail. I prepared the list of the top email marketing platforms, and I categorized them by what they are best known for. And I hope that this will help you choose the right tool based on your specific needs, like the budget for the subscription, the packages, the ease of use, how user-friendly is the platform, or what are the advanced features. So the first one, as I showed you on my demonstrations, is the MailChimp, and it is best for the beginners and for small businesses. And it's famous for its user-friendly drag and drop editor. So as you saw, you can personalize all the flows, all the templates, and it offers a good balance of features for getting started with newsletters, simple automations, and also you can use the audience management. And the second one is Bravo. This is best for businesses wanting an all-in-one marketing and sales platform. It offers a powerful suite of tools that goes beyond email to include, for example, SMS marketing, live chat, CRM, any advanced automation workflows. And this is at a very competitive and okay price. The HubSpot. This is best for B2B companies and businesses that need integrated CRM. And the HubSpot's main strength is its world-class CRM because it integrates seamlessly and allows you to create highly personalized campaigns based on detailed customer data and interactions with your sales. This one, the MailerLite, it is known for its simplicity and the value, and this is also a really good platform for beginners or for freelancers and for small businesses. And it offers strong features, including also automation, landing page, and in the packages are at a very affordable price. And it also has a free plan. The activecampaign.com, this is best for advanced users who need a powerful automation and segmentation and more complex actions and settings. And this platform is leader in customer experience automation, and its visual workflow builder, it's incredibly powerful, and it allows you to create some more sophisticated and personalized journey for your subscribers. And let's have a summary of key principles. So as you implement this plan, always remember the core philosophy behind it. The modern email marketing is about being relevant, not loud. It's about using data, not guesswork. So use testing and data to guide your decisions. And it's all about choosing automation over manual wherever possible, so you can focus on your strategy, not on repetitive tasks like sending manually every welcome email if you have a new subscriber. So these are the three main principles I want I want to approach to the end of the webinar. So the relevancy, the data, and the automation. And thank you so much for your attention and for your participation. I really hope you could find some interesting and new information on this webinar. And if in any case, if you have any questions lately, which don't pop up to your mind during the webinar, you can find my email address, and it will be a pleasure for me to help you if you have any specific questions. Thank you so much again, and I give back the word to Ebru.
Thank you, Timmy, for your very informative presentation. I hope that our participants will really benefit from your inputs in their work as well. Thank you, everyone, again for joining us here, and see you soon on September for our next webinar.